All right, welcome back to another episode of Over the Shoulder. Now, before we get to today's guest, you know what we got to do. We got to like, we got to subscribe, we got to share, we got to comment. Who have I worked with that you want to see sitting on this other side of this seat? Now, as for today's guest, I got somebody real special. I call her my protege from way back in the day because she was the first person that I actually started teaching this filmmaking, photography, videography game, and she just we just synced up, and she just absorbed everything, and it's been a real pleasure to like see her grow, and we're gonna be talking about a lot of memories, the movie, a lot of memories in which I just got to see a great growth process of just her as the DP for it. Without further ado, the one, the only, Kaitlin Faye.
The one.
How you doing, Kaitlin?
I'm good.
You good? You good? All right. So, me and you met several. It's getting up there. And how long we've met? Like 3-4 years ago.
I mean, it's going on 4 now.
Yeah, going on 4 years ago.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
A quick 4.
It's a quick 4. So from that 4 to now, where are we at in terms of our friendship?
I mean, tell you all the time, we family now. We family.
Okay, so 4 years ago when you met me, you were just stepping into photography.
Mm-hmm.
Not videography at all. You were intimidated by videography.
Yes, I was absolutely scared.
You were scared. And now today, how do you feel about it?
About videography?
Both.
Oh, I love video now. That's all I want to do. Photos is cool, but it's easy. Video is just more challenging. And I just, it's more to look forward to as far as like the creative process goes for me, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say are some of the myths? If you could go back and tell that 4 year ago Kaitlin that like, hey, girl, jump into videography. Like, what would you be some myths? You'd be like, ain't that hard, or it's not what you think it is.
Honestly, I think I would just tell myself to actually just try it before, just making any assumptions. Because something like just looking at video editing, it looked difficult to me. It looked extremely difficult. That's why I was so scared. It was just like, it was confusing. I didn't understand any of it. But then, once I actually started getting into it and you started showing me some stuff, I'm like, oh, now it's starting to add up. So I think I just, I don't know about what myth I would say, but I just say try it. That's what I tell myself about everything now. Just try it. You never know.
Yeah, true. I always say editing is not hard. It's just very meticulous. You have to be very detail oriented.
Yeah.
Which is something when meeting you, I just noticed immediately off the bat how detail oriented you are. Just
yeah, because I'm always asking you all the questions. Because pretty much I ask you all those questions just because, especially when you're doing stuff for other people and you end up like not doing what they expected you to do, but it was never vocalized. So now it's just like you're a little disappointed, but it's like I'll try to get every detail so you don't get disappointed. That makes sense.
I've rarely been disappointed with you, Kaitlin.
Yeah, I don't like messing up either. So
yes. Listen, as soon as you mess up, the look on your face, I'd be like,
I don't want nothing to be my fault.
Listen, anytime you be like, Enoch, we got to talk. I'm like, oh, dang, she made a mess. It's only been like once or twice. There hasn't been a lot, and we work together.
I'll be like, hey, look, I tried, but
something happened. Well,
I did what I could.
When it's a long conversation after shoot, I'm like, oh man, yeah. All right, what happened here?
So,
it's okay, but that's a part of the process. I think the biggest thing about trying to like build a team, have a team, grow a team is that first of all, you do have to pour into each other. You do have to make room for the mistakes. You do have to like, hey, it's not gonna always go great. It's not.
Yeah, and that's just a part of learning your people as well too.
Mm-hmm. And then when it doesn't go great, what do? You have a meeting, you go over some stuff, and then next time, hopefully it goes better.
Yeah.
I remember our first wedding together. It's not.
What was the first one?
The first wedding was when we did what's it called, Lakeisha no, LeVar, and it was LeVar's. Right, I don't remember fiance's
The
name.
bar.
The one with shoes.
I
Say
don't
his
remember
name.
that one.
Okay. So I know you remember Nadia and Richard. That
Yeah,
was
that was my favorite one.
yeah, that's
Yes.
your favorite one. That was like our
Yes.
second or third one that we did. Um, but I remember like again seeing that versus the last wedding we just shot.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh yeah, it's just we just I didn't have to tell y'all nothing. It
I
was good.
mean, yeah, because everybody know what they doing now at this point.
Yeah.
We so deep in.
I was just like, oh y'all okay, I can just
Because I don't even know how many it's been now. It's quite a
it's
bit.
quite a bit, and more to come. More to come. You see me, I got the ads rolling, so you can get ready, booked and busy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. And that
Exactly.
money.
We love it here. We love it here.
Yeah.
All right. So my most recent project, a lot of memories. So it's a 40-hour film festival. And, pretty much I hit you up a few weeks out, like, hey, I'm doing this 40-hour film festival. Do you want to be a part of it? And your answer
Of
is,
course.
of course, right? You want to do some great camera movement.
Yeah, we already know where I'm going.
So that first day, we're sitting back and we have to write the script. And again, you're not necessarily a writer, but
Nope.
you did want to sit. I appreciate you wanted to sit in on the process and allow us to run ideas past you. So, what was your whole thought process as we were like shooting ideas out?
As you were shooting ideas out,
Mm-hmm.
my thought process was pretty much like I said, writing is just not my thing. Um, but I just would let y'all get y'all stuff out. Let y'all figure out what the entire story is supposed to be about. Because I walked in at like the very end, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like just let y'all explain it to me. Because I mean, although I'm not great at writing, at least not yet, um, I I know how to put a story together.
Is that something you're interested in writing?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Now,
Okay.
writing a script, I'm working on writing more,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as scripts go, we gotta work our way into that.
Listen, same thing I told you 3 years ago about editing. Script writing is very much the same
Yeah,
place.
yeah. I mean, me personally, like outside of everything, I have been writing more. So
Oh, nice.
yes,
That's the only reason I write scripts. It's very therapeutic for me. So when you start seeing a whole bunch of ideas come out from me, it's usually like, oh, what we seen it going through.
yeah, and I got a lot to tell. I got
Got a story, right?
I got a whole bunch of stories.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Okay, so okay, so then the next day we get the idea going. Oh wait, first of all, what did you think of the idea that we had for the script?
um, I thought it was a good idea. I just me, I am like, how do I explain it? I feel like to you, I'm the person that kind of makes everything. I give you a different perspective that makes you see it in a different kind of way for it to make more sense, if that makes sense. So like maybe like little pieces that you may be missing, I'll give that input, and I feel like that was my place then.
Yeah, it's definitely if I can explain like whatever the idea is, like because again, as a writer, the thing about writing I think is really hard is that you're in it. These characters are alive to you, and you know these people, and sometimes it's hard to kind of branch out of like get out of there and realize that hey, maybe because I'm so in it, I'm not actually explaining it well enough for the audience to get it because the audience is not in it. They're trying to get in it.
Yeah.
So whenever I can like break an idea down to you and you're like, oh, that's fine, or this is a good idea, then it's like, okay, we did it. We clarified it enough to where the audience member. And then when you're like, okay, then when you start adding on, oh, we can do this with a camera movement, we can do this. I'm like, all right, she gets it. Story, we're here, guys. We are locked in. It's gonna be a great set tomorrow.
Yep.
And it was a great set the next day. But let's go over the day two, the set.
Day two was a long day.
It was definitely a long day.
Long day.
Long day.
The house filled with kids.
It was a
A
child.
bunch of kids.
The grown adults.
And the grown adults.
The grown adults. Nerf fights.
Yeah. I did not participate. Not
I
participate.
didn't participate either. I took a nap.
I was overstimulated and I had to go sit in the car. But yeah, day two though, I think it was very, very interesting. Um, because I felt like we was just jumping into some stuff. Had no idea what we was about to do. No
Yeah.
idea what we was about to do, but like we was just like just winging it for real, for real.
Yeah.
Just winging it. I know when it got to that fight scene, Brian was explaining exactly what he wanted, but I personally was acting like I understood what he was trying to say, but I did not. I did not. So all I did was literally I just cut the camera off and just started as Tamara and Stanley were practicing. I was just like, let me just go ahead and try to get some stuff real quick, you know. And that actually ended up being what's used in the scene.
Yeah, that's where the slap comes from.
Yeah.
That's definitely.
Yeah. But what else about that day? Um, I think that was like the hardest part, just getting all of that stuff.
Yeah. Coordinating that, like
Yeah.
it's a fight. Like
That was the longest part.
we were out there for I think got there about 3. We left about 7-ish, about a little over 4 hours.
Yeah.
Fighting against the sun.
Luckily, we beat the rain.
Luckily, we beat this rain, and we were able to get enough sun that it kind of all felt like it took place,
Yeah.
like in 3 minutes, how it was supposed to, instead of 4 hours. And I will say, now, again, what we shot first was the young Joy scene, and then we went and shot the fight scene, and then we came back and shot the Joy and Lori scene. So what I will say, in the fight scene, when we're shooting that, there were several moments where it was just like, I was like, Kaitlin got this. Like I just didn't have to say anything. And if anyone knows me, you know it's very, very difficult for me to trust.
Because Enoch just, you know, no, we finna do it this way.
You know, so but I pulled back. So that should show how I feel about our friendship and our working relationship.
Nah, you're right though, because there was a moment where I was like, Enoch, I gotta get this shot. He was like, all right. I was like, I have to get this real quick. I hear you, but let me just get this real quick because this is gonna be nice. But
which shot was that?
That was the side shot of Stanley, the close up side shot on Stanley. Also, this one was your idea, but that my favorite part. Well, I got 2 favorite parts. My favorite part was that low angle of Tamara
with the catch.
Yes,
that came out hard.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Hard.
But also, which I think it made, like, you know, when it was actually being shown to an actual audience, I think this one part actually made, like, we got a big reaction off of it, was that that slide from Stanley, like, stabbing Tamara.
Yes.
And a slide into the ring.
Yes.
I as soon as I heard the audience say, "Ooh," I said, "Oh,
yeah, like that."
Yeah. That was hard though. That was one of my favorites.
That was cool. Because, you know, with focus, me and you, it was a dual effort.
Yeah, it's appreciated. Show heavy fingers.
Hey, listen, you know, shh. I had to make sure we got it.
I'm weak.
But it was cool. I was telling Tamara with it, because, you know, Tamara didn't necessarily want to be hit in the stomach. Understandable. We're not getting paid to do this, so no need to even.
Yeah, nobody trying to get hurt.
Getting hurt. So what I like to look at, you know, the camera itself is I call it a character. So it's like, what do you want to emphasize? And for that, you know, the twist of that actually being her father and all that. Let's get to the rings. Like we've been showcasing the rings. Her in the room playing with it. We saw it hanging around her mirror in the car. Like, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and beat this. This ring has importance. You need to know this ring has importance.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just go ahead and just slide that camera right on over.
That was actually great, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great shot, you know.
I executed that very well.
You did. I do. I mean, again, it was, for me, just looking at out of all the things that we've done, and we've done so many things together now, it was just really just being able to be like, Kaitlin got it. Like, that was just such a peace of mind that I just haven't experienced on any set. Outside of the low-key the Read Files, which, you know, that's another thing for a podcast, because, you know, I'm in the Read File, but you are too, technically. But to be able to be like, hey, I can't actually see what you're doing. And he'd be like, so Read Files are a little more like, I really hope these shots are coming out good.
It's like A little stressed out before you get to editing.
I was like, it's gonna be what it's gonna be because we ain't gonna no reshoots at this point.
Yeah,
You know, we got what we can get.
honestly. But I appreciate that trust.
You know, I mean, listen, I just saw some of the camera movements that you were doing, like even like the rotating around Stanley, then to do the opposite rotation around Tamara, and just how like smooth and fluid you were with. I was like, let her
Yeah.
cook.
You know, once I got that gimbal in my hand, just it's a
Going
different
crazy,
story.
going crazy. And I was just like, I think for me, when we met 3-4 years ago, you know, I'm Enoch. I'm the teacher type of person. Like I like to pour into people, but you never know who's actually gonna actually take it and actually do something with it, actually make something with it. Because at the end of the day, Denzel Washington has this quote that I really love. He said that these are your gifts, but you can't take them with you. So all you can do is share them. So I try to like live like, you know, I don't gatekeep a lot of stuff. Like let me share
Yeah.
these gifts and to see that like how I've given you like a little bit of knowledge and how you've grown it into a vast amount of knowledge. I'm just like, dang, son.
I mean, I'm like a
Yeah, I
sponge.
know, man.
Especially when it's something that I enjoy doing.
I didn't know if you were gonna enjoy video. I didn't know.
Look, I opened up to a whole different world.
No, I'm still low-key a little bit surprised how you actually like video more now than you like photography.
Right. It's a complete 360.
It is 180. It's okay. 360.
180. Okay, yeah, 180. You right. You right.
It's all
You
right.
know,
It's
let
all right.
me.
You know, it's okay. But it's the growth in you has been definitely just a real pleasure for me to just witness and just see like even the level of like the questions that you ask are just different. Like in a way that like, you know, before the question would be like, okay, you know, these are very like, hey, I'm a beginner, I'm trying to learn this. Now the questions you ask me, I'd be like, you know, I don't really know. You know, what do you think? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation and let's, you know, come to the best conclusion. And
Yeah.
I think that's just a sign of just like, again, complete trust and that you really started to master this craft. I really am super excited for like our next stuff that we're gonna shoot just because seeing you on a lot of memories got me excited. Just I was like, oh, we got some fun now. Like it's like
Yeah. Especially when I can actually get into like some real camera movements for real. I'm telling you, that gimbal in my hands is a problem.
it is. It is.
It's a problem.
Listen, that's I mean, we like I said, we're gonna have some fun. With the next movie I plan it to be a lot of interesting shots. I want every single shot to be like, okay, cool. You know, you got to get the standard close, why, whatever, yeah. Okay, what's the interesting shot we can get? How can let's shoot between the gates.
Yeah,
let's shoot
'cause
upward.
You
Let's
gotta,
get
you know, that's the basic stuff is cool, but like, you
let's
know,
get some fisheye. Let's get some
Right.
stuff, you know. Let's
add some excitement, you know.
That's why I'm looking forward to that one. Like that's we're gonna have some fun with that one.
Nah,
So,
yeah.
you know, I think actually low-key, I think also on this one, because a lot of the films, and again, we do a little bit of all of it, but I kind of give you AD, assistant director, credit. For this one, I give you DP, so director of photography. I think actually director of photography might be a little more your bag than assistant director. I mean, again, there are a lot of overlapping things in both of them, especially on our sets where,
Yeah.
because I was trying to tell him Brian, I think because ADs typically are a lot more like the schedules and the organization. They're not camera movement. Camera movements kind of fall with director DPs, and lighting and things like that fall with the DPs. Either one can say action, so that's typically I give you power to say action. But I was like, you know, looking at the movements, looking at this, like, and then you like shot selection. I was like, maybe, I mean, I can argue shot selection sometimes fall under AD. It's a mixture. You're AD DP, you know, which is gonna make it
Hey,
happen.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. It was like I was just looking at this one. I was like, you know, I think why you fall under both. I was like, I never had put you quite in the DP category. In this one, I was like, we were on set, and I was like, oh, she really DP in this one. Like it was a DP. So
And you know, I like the fact that, you know, now I can actually kind of give like some kind of input to where like, hey, you think we can get this shot right here? I mean, well now because I kind of have like a creative eye for it. Like I can see certain things now more than I did before. Whereas like, you know, before I was just like, you know, hey, what you need from me? What you need me to do?
you understand story more.
Yeah.
Now, like that's the thing I also say about editing. when you learn, I tell people the secret to filmmaking, directing, heck, even photography is like literally get in the booth and edit. Because when you edit, it's like you have to make a choice. Like, am I gonna use this shot? Am I gonna use this shot? I can't just use it just because it's a 5 shot. I have to make it make sense for the story.
Yeah.
And that's always my hardest thing is like, ooh, this is a 5 shot, but it don't make sense for the story. And like I have to take out that shot and I'm like, dang, it kind of hurts a little bit. But when you start getting to that point where you have to make those decisions, when you get on set, you're so much more intentional.
Yeah.
Like I remember when we were on there getting that fight scene with that low angle, it was like Tamara saying was like, hey, we need to do this. I was like, no, we don't need this, guys. Because I already know.
Yeah.
This shot I wanted from the low angle. Like I don't need.
You done already seen it.
In my mind, it's right here. I was like, no, I need to see it. So I'm like, Kaitlin, all I need you to do is be right here. Look up at Tamara. When she catches and she do that flip, it's gonna be hard, guys. It just.
And it just came out so perfect.
It did. I was like, Tamara.
Tamara with the catch and everything.
I was like, Tamara, I need you to catch and flip this thing. Flip it.
She really did it like she been doing it for real.
Exactly. Wait, we practiced. We practicing on that. I was like, this is how you flip it. But Tamara always comes through. That's one thing you can always say about T. She gonna come through. Okay, so the next day, I feel like, just like relay race. And at that point, you guys have handed me the baton. And it's like, all right, Enoch, get edited and done.
Enoch was so locked in and he didn't even answer the phone.
I know, I was locked in. Listen, had till 7:30. We about to get this out.
Over here trying to help this man.
That is fair. My bad.
It's all good.
So around 7:30, I send out the film to, Fire Nation. And what were your initial thoughts when you saw the film?
When I saw it, honestly, because the next day, what was I doing? That's when you called me, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, I had just walked into Zay's house. And Zay was playing it on the TV. Zay was playing it on the TV, but I think I had watched it on the way. Don't judge me because I was driving and watching it, but
you got there in one piece, right?
Yeah. But of course, me personally, I'm gonna critique myself all the time. I found everything wrong with what I did. But overall, I think as far as like how you edit it was like perfect. And aside from me critiquing my own work, I also gave myself a little bit of props,
Yeah, listen, I told you did your big one. Like I'm not just saying that because we family.
Yeah.
You just like again looking at as an editor, you're looking at the shots that I had to choose from. I had great shots to choose from.
Yeah.
It was like the movements were there. It felt good. It was like I just again had to make choices. So you gave me a lot of good problems to have. Like what choice do I want to make?
Yeah.
What's gonna get the most emotional impact? Like that's usually I was like, So it was like I could recut a whole different film if I wanted to because I had enough options to be able to do that.
I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. It was real cool.
I appreciate that.
So now the big question is when we went to the 40-hour film festival, again, you critiqued your entire self.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen all the minute mistakes. And then now you get to see other people. And I think that's why I really like the 40-hour film festival because when you go into another film festival, it's like, oh, you don't know how long this person been working on a script, been shooting this, been editing this. Like, It's not necessarily always a level playing field. But this one's like, hey, listen, we all got the prompt the same day. We had the same 48 hours to shoot.
Literally the same. We're in the same boat when it comes to how quickly we got to get this done.
So it's like, what you going to do? You going to sink or swim? And so when you actually got to see a lot of memories up there compared to the other films, what was your thoughts?
I was like, okay. It's not as bad as I thought it was. Not as bad as although there were some good ones, but it was just like, okay, well, maybe I don't need to just critique so bad because it was actually, I don't even want to say that, but it was actually like better than what I was expecting it to be, if that makes sense.
It is.
Not saying that we do bad work, but
100%.
Yeah.
Well, there was a reason why I wanted to do the 40-hour film festival. I wanted to see, again, we've been working and doing all these films together for so long as a team. It's like, all right, cool. How do we perform under pressure? Like, can we all just like understand our assignments and bring them together to create something super dope, which we absolutely did.
Yeah.
And then I wanted it to be like for all of us a learning experience. Like I wanted y'all to see, okay, again, we have the same 48 hours that everyone has. So when you see people and you see, oh, wow, that's amazing what they did in 40 hours. And then, oh, okay, well, they they got a little bit of growth that they need from that. And then you just kind of see where we're at
Yeah.
in terms of that. So seeing that, I mean, because again, I don't think there was just any film that was just like hands down, just so much greater than ours. Like they were great films, and every filmmaker, shout out to them, they did amazing jobs.
Yeah.
With the crew and team. But it was just like, wow, it's like, and then when you're hearing, for me, the big thing is audience reaction. I don't really care about awards. I don't care about what judges think. I care about what the audience members. So what were you when you heard the audience react to certain scenes?
Honestly, I think that is what got to me the most because me personally, I was not expecting no type of reaction at all. So especially on that one scene with like the pan to the ring really fast. As soon as I heard that ooh from everybody, I was like, oh, okay.
We did something there.
I was like, that feels a little different, you know? I wasn't expecting that, but
it feel good. So
yeah, it does.
You keep that with you, right?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I did that. But yeah.
I mean, I think those are also important, like feelings to keep with us. It's like, obviously, wow, this was a great project and things are going well for us now. We're going to have moments where it's going to be, a little difficult. Things, might have to figure out some stuff. But in those difficult moments, holding on to that memory of the audience saying, ooh, holding on to those kind of things, like that can ground and bring us back to like, this is why we do this.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, these people have no like information on us or like, how long we've been doing this or anything like that. So, and they're looking at it with like how do I say it? I want to say a bare eye. Does that sound
like
right?
objective?
Yeah. It's like they have no opinion of us beforehand. Mm-hmm. So just for them to hear that type of reaction, it just makes me feel great. Actually,
listen, I felt great afterwards.
Cause I be, me, I be trying to downplay myself. I be telling people, hey, I don't know. I've been doing this for 3 years, and I don't think I've been doing this for that long.
But yeah, I told you.
But yeah,
get the gimbal in your hands. It's fine. I mean, like I said, for me, it really did the audience reactions, and then afterwards, one guy walked up to me and he was like, who edited this film? And I was like, it was me. He was like, you did for real? He was like, it was like perfect editing. And I was like, well, thank you, And then another girl came up to me and she was like, I literally cried. And I was like, bro.
Crying is crazy.
In 5 minutes making someone shed tears, like we did our thing.
Nah, and then I also did hear people like, yeah, that's like really deep. Like, I mean,
it was
Enoch loved doing some deep stuff.
I Dude, listen, it gotta get in there.
It gotta hit right here,
right there. Like I wanted to, do a little healing. I want you to make you think about some things. I want you to walk out the theater like, dang, if I need to call my dad.
Nah, definitely watching a film that Enoch has done is gonna make you think about some stuff afterwards.
That's the best compliment you can give me.
Literally.
I try to make something that has a little weight to it. I want you to talk about it. I want y'all walking out of the theater. Talk about it. As the projects get bigger and bigger, man, I'll be the type of filmmaker who week 1, I'm gonna go in with a hoodie on and I'm gonna sit with the audience, buy a ticket in the back, and I'm just gonna watch me. That I'm 100% gonna do that. That will be me.
I'll be right there next to you.
I'll be like, they should laugh in 3, 2, 1, and if they don't, damn. If they do, be like, yeah.
That don't make you feel like if you don't get the do you would you walk into that expecting a certain reaction and then what would happen if you don't get the reaction that you was expecting?
Okay, fair. Well, I like to always say you be a student of the game, no matter how big you ever get. Be a student of the game. So anytime, even when we do our premieres for, our parties and films that we showcase, it's yes, I do expect certain okay, you should laugh here or you shouldn't laugh here, or you should be like, oh, or be like, like I do expect that kind of things. But when I don't get it, I'm like, okay, well, why didn't I get it? I started this out early on in my filmmaking career. I did this one film. It was called These Hands. The main character, I know, right? These Hands.
These Hands, man.
Listen, it was a fight movie. It was my first action film. And the character is getting bullied by 2 different people. And this is not, I didn't write this to be a comedy. This is not, as he's getting bullied, you aren't supposed to laugh. That's not my intention. The audience is kikiing and ha-ha and the entire, I'm like.
You did this at a party?
Yes, at the party, they are laughing and they're having. I'm like, this is not. He's getting bullied, guys.
But I think one thing that I have noticed about a lot of the stuff that we have done, like me watching it myself, like just with you, like in the editing room or whatever, and then watching it at the party is like a completely different reaction. Like they'll be laughing at certain parts, and I'm just like, I did not laugh at this.
I mean, yeah. So sometimes, but also the audience tells you what they feel.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then I take from the script writing to the actual production, and I'll look at, okay, cool. Okay, I learned something from just hearing people laugh here, or hearing some certain reactions here, and I take that with me into the writing room when I'm like trying to write a next script. Like, okay, cool, this worked. So I know that if I want to get this level of emotional impact, that action scene here, okay, cool. I know if I want to do another action scene,
Yeah.
not saying I would use that exact same shot, but I know I always had that shot in my back pocket if I know I need a good reaction. You put it in your filmmaker toolbox.
Look, I got something in the back of my brain ready to use.
Ready to use. But that's why, sometimes we'll be on different sets, not necessarily a mountaintop studio set. And someone will ask me a question. I'll be like, oh, you should do this. I'm just pulling out of the toolbox stuff that I learned just, usually having messed up or just have seen something. And it's like, yeah, I know that you're struggling right here. If you do this more than likely will work.
Yeah.
Or at least it's a better solution than what you have right now. So
yeah. I think that I've like found myself like watching anything that I'm watching, I'm looking for them like crazy, like camera movements, just so I can just put it in there real quick.
Yeah, I mean, but that's inspiration, and it's like that's why I always say that if like with you personally becoming like your own like kind of self filmmaker in it, is like if you see something that you think is really dope, go recreate it. I mean, you have to recreate it exactly, but hey, this camera movement, I want to do it, and I think that's just so important. First of all, I think it's so fun. The best things I've ever done in this industry have been things I haven't gotten paid for. I just been having fun. Like, the refiles, a lot of memories. Just like we had a ball on a lot of memories.
Yeah.
It was just a whole bunch of friends hanging out with cameras. That's really what it was.
And Nerf guns.
And
a little girl.
So we were having a good time. And it just really, like you said, I was able to see every single person who we'd been on this journey for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years and just see the growth. Like I was always saying, like I told, like Tamara ate on this one, Stanley ate on this one, Brian ate on this one, you ate on this one. It was just like, man, it was like I was bringing in new people, like with SG and what's it called, Sydney, like bringing in and just seeing like how they add to the team. How hey, listen, y'all fit in. Like it's like okay, nice little puzzle. The family puzzle is getting bigger and the picture is getting clearer.
And I think it's a great feeling when you're just surrounded by people who are constantly growing.
Yes.
Like that is just amazing. And then like seeing it in everyone around you is just like this is where I'm supposed to be.
It's very inspiring.
Yeah.
And then we can just break out in a little hymn dance in the middle of the set. It's crazy, right? Crazy work.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be looking at y'all crazy when I start doing it.
But it was so
what you
good.
call it? Call me a party pooper. It was SG.
Oh, well,
she called me a party pooper because I was just sitting there looking. I said,
we love SG. That was your first time meeting SG. SG.
Nah, yeah, she cool.
Yeah,
SG's
one, man. That girl she has me ha-ha-ing a lot. I'd be like, all right, listen, you're not supposed to be this funny, but you are. You are. This is a serious moment. You make me laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a really dope experience. Like I said, I really enjoy like what we did, how we did it. Like it was like, and I just really want to give you a level of flowers and just seeing your growth. Like, it was dope seeing this version of Kaitlin, and I'm just really excited to see like the next upgraded versions is where you go.
Man, I can see it myself. It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. We got some stuff we cooking up, so it's gonna be amazing. So,
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you
so much. I tell you that all the time.
Hey, listen, I can hear it any single time because when you actually say it, you mean it. Yeah. Because it doesn't just hold from your words; it shows in your actions every single day. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you every time I see you, literally.
Hey, listen, like you said, we family, right?
You locked in.
Yeah. And that was today's episode of Over the Shoulder. We had the amazing guest, Kaitlin Face. He was the DP for a lot of memories,
Nope.
and it came out amazing. But before we leave, you know what we got to do. You got to like, you got to subscribe, you got to share, you got to comment. Who do you want to see sitting on this side that you haven't seen that we worked with? It could have been a lot of memories. It could have been another project. It could have been something you saw on IG that you want to be like, oh man, I want to see how that process went. You got to let me know. And as I always say on this, that's a wrap.
It's a wrap.